coming up on your local news at 6. The Abilene Convention Center is saying goodbye to one of its most dedicated employees. Plus, Texans to vote on a $3 billion dementia treatment initiative this November.
And guys, it's a nice weekend on the way. KRBC Abilene's local news starts right now.
Live from Abilene's first news station, Big Country Proud. This is KRBC Abilene's local news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Easley. Noah is away tonight. Well, an overnight crash in Brown County has claimed the life of an 8-year-old child from Brownwood. The Texas Department of Public Safety says it happened around 1:30 this morning on FM 1849, about 2.5 miles east of Bangs. Investigators say a father was driving north with his 2 children when a wild animal ran into the road. The driver swerved to avoid it, causing the vehicle to skid and roll. DPS says the 8-year-old had unbuckled a seatbelt before the crash and was thrown from the vehicle, dying at the scene. The 9-year-old suffered minor injuries and was transported to Hendrick Medical Center in Brownwood. The crash remains under investigation. And we'll have more news in just a bit, but right now we're taking a live look at that tower cam. It's beautiful over the big country. The sun is setting. What do you got for us, Pete?
Oh, it's going to be a beautiful evening tonight. Great for football, Miss Heather. And guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's take a look at your current conditions here in the Key City. 91 degrees, doesn't feel quite that hot. Right now our humidity is a little bit low, but the winds do kick up from time to time, currently out of the southeast at 14. Let's go ahead and take a look at how Saturday is shaping up. And you can see we're going to start out a little bit warmer than we have the last few days, and we're going to hit a high of about 93 degrees. Lots of sunshine out there. And here's what's coming up in your full forecast in just a little bit. Expect a lot of sun this weekend, but also on Sunday, be expecting those winds to kick up a little bit in case you got some kind of backyard activity planned. It will be cooler later on next week, I promise you. Miss Heather?
All right. Thank you, Pete. Well, you know, 55 years is a long time to dedicate to a job, and one Abilene native is stepping away after his many years of service. Phil Engel has been working at the Abilene Convention Center for 55 years, and today Convention Center personnel wished Phil well on his retirement. Phil has been working at the Convention Center since he was 17 years old and says that in all that time, one occasion that stands out for him was when the center hosted a Ted Nugent concert where the Nuge, as he called him, had planned to shoot a flaming arrow in the middle of the concert.
I said, well, okay, we'll have to get that cleared by the fire marshal. He goes, no, he's going to shoot the arrow. And I said, no, it's got to be cleared by the fire marshal. He said, no, you don't understand. He's going to shoot it whether it's approved or not. So he shot it, it hit the target, it didn't burn the building down.
Well, congratulations to Phil Engel for his many years of service to the Convention Center and the Key City. We hope you enjoy your retirement. And now in news across the state, this November, Texans will have the choice to vote on 17 constitutional amendments. Among them is Proposition 14, a $3 billion initiative to make Texas a leader in the search for treatment for dementia. The Alzheimer's Association says almost 460,000 Texans over the age of 65 are affected by this disease. The initiative has been praised as an important step in finding a treatment, but some lawmakers question whether taxpayers should be footing the bill. Our state capitol correspondent Dylan McKim reports.
All of these creations around the house, which I never have taken down.
The walls of Vic Figarelli's home are adorned with artwork from the desert Southwest, all of them purchased or made by his late wife, Camille.
Testimony to her creativity.
He describes his wife as a social butterfly who loved to be with friends and family, cook, and do puzzles.
So this is the room.
So much so that Vic made sure she had her own room in the house to work on those puzzles.
I had a fan put in here.
But after she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, that room remained empty as the wife he knew slowly disappeared.
She could not even handle a 14-piece puzzle.
Figarelli said she started having hallucinations. Day-to-day life became difficult.
And there was no sense in planning for tomorrow because she would forget when tomorrow came.
There are hundreds of thousands of stories like this one across the state. It's why the Texas legislature worked to create the Dementia Prevention Research Institute of Texas. It would direct $3 billion of funds over the next decade to further research into dementia. Joanne Pike, the CEO of the Alzheimer's Association, is advocating for the institute.
We need more opportunities to progress within our research and bring more treatments through the pipeline.
But a few Texas lawmakers argue private companies should fund that research to save taxpayer dollars.
Adding more spending, even for well-intended causes, is fiscally irresponsible.
But Pike argues, even without the initiative, Texans would still bear a cost because of the impact on the state's Medicaid program.
Medicaid is covering $4.3 billion annually for Texans who have dementia.
This was May of 2015.
Figarelli lost his wife 9 years ago. He hopes one day stories like this will cease to exist.
To have their whole personality disappear is a very tough thing to watch.
In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
Now, the deadline to register to vote for the upcoming November election is this upcoming Monday, October 6th. Well, as you know, KRBC has partnered with the Alzheimer's Association here in Abilene to promote this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's. Now, today was Free Purple Donut Day this morning at AM Donuts, where locals could go to register for the walk, and by doing so, they got a delicious free purple donut. Now, we actually caught up with a committee member to see how things went.
We had a great time out there. Several of our committee members came out, meted and greeted with the public, raised awareness for the Alzheimer's Association while handing out free purple donuts. We were taking donations and just sharing great information and great fellowship.
Now here's all the info that you'll need to know for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It'll be on Saturday, October 18th at Grover Nelson Park in Abilene. Registration and event booths start at 9 a.m. and the ceremony and the walk will kick off at 9:30. Now you can scan that QR code right there on your screen to register, or you can visit act.alz.org/Abilene. With new treatments emerging in the fight against Alzheimer's and dementia, now is the time for you to join the world's largest fundraiser to fight the disease. Well, there's still much more ahead on KRBC News at 6. Coming up later in our show, we have an exclusive tour of a famous mountain military complex.
And guys, we'll take a look at that complete weather forecast for you. You're with KRBC, Abilene's local news.